This is Share the Vision, presented by the Resource Center, a discussion of the programs and services of the Resource Center and about issues related to individuals with disabilities. Traditionally, as long as 3-on-3 basketball has been going on in Jamestown, under the umbrella of the Resource Center and associated corporations, we've been doing a preview broadcast. And we're doing that today, but it starts a little differently. Not the morning before the tournament, but the week before the morning before the tournament. I'm here at Fairmount and 6th in the offices of Vicki Bardo, the Street Jam Tournament Director. There are others who will join us in a moment. Vicki, thanks for starting real early in our Share the Vision preview this year.
Good morning, Dennis.
3-on-3 Street Jam basketball. Give us the sense of how this year's tournament will unfold. We are 8 days away, but as you see it now.
We're 8 days away, and as you can see, the plans are coming together. I consider this crunch time. We're trying to get all of the information and put it into the computers so that the brackets are going to be available to be online next week. And that's kind of what we're going to be working on today and Monday.
So those brackets will have been fully done, and the players beginning to arrive by the time this broadcast hits the air. Some of them may actually have been playing. What's the official start time for Street Jam on Saturday?
We're going to kick off with the presentation of colors by Scout Troop 141 out of Asheville, and then Taylor Latour will be singing the national anthem at 8 o'clock, followed by welcoming remarks by board and committee folks Greg Krause and Mark Olson.
That will have been a couple of hours ago now, as this is on the radio, but we're speaking a weekend, a day in advance. What's your sense of how many players, how big the tournament will be this year? Do you have the number of people that you want?
Well, we are absolutely thrilled. I think we're going to be around 240 teams. We're still inputting information into the computer as we speak. Our team is downstairs busily doing that right now, and I think that that's a very great number to work with. Still a lot of teams, a lot of players, and of course, you know, Dennis, the spectators that follow those teams is incredible.
Now, 240, is that a little bigger than Street Jam has been in the past, or about where you have been?
It's pretty much the same, give or take maybe 10 teams, but we've been very consistent over the past 4 years, or 3 years, actually 4 years, I guess we can count this year too, so it's been pretty consistent.
And the age range of the players, just give us a sense of who comes to play Street Jam 3-on-3 basketball in Jamestown for you.
Well, we're sitting at a committee meeting, and Mike Suppa, who you're going to hear from in a little bit, said, hey, you know what? The 8 and under should have their own bracket. So we devised a bracket for 8 and under and 9 and 10-year-olds. So that's new for this year. And lo and behold, we got a few teams to sign up. So we're very excited to be able to introduce to them the concept of the rules and the whole experience.
So 8 and under to what age on the top end?
Well, I'm thinking 55 was one of the older fellas that's going to be playing.
So 8 to 55, 240 teams, active Street Jam basketball starts at 8 a.m. a few hours ago as this is broadcast. Continues how long Saturday?
Well, we're going to go until at least 6 o'clock, and then depending on if we get enough interest, we'll do our slam dunk, which is very popular. We have 11 teams on the top men's court right now, so we're going to see what the interest is and hopefully continue on with that tradition as well.
And then the Sunday hours for people to come and watch the excitement of the concluding day of Street Jam?
Championship Sunday begins at 8 o'clock, and it goes until probably 5 o'clock when our pickup crew comes in and we pack it in and say sayonara until next year.
Two other people in the room. You mentioned Mike Suppa. We'll have him go next. Please introduce him and describe his role in Street Jam basketball.
Well, Mike Suppa is relatively new to Street Jam. He's been here with Filling the Gap for a few years. He's taken on a monstrous role as the director of operations for the corporation. So he's really jumped in with both feet. He has great ideas, and he's my boss. So there you go.
Mike Suppa, thank you for joining us on Share the Vision today.
Thank you.
Give your title again for the corporation, just so people understand how you fit into the whole Resource Center picture here.
I'm Vice President of Planning and Operations for Filling the Gap, which is a network of corporations that work in conjunction with the Resource Center to provide services in Chautauqua County.
That sounds like a big enough job as it is, but you've taken on more work in terms of the Street Jam tournament. What are you doing for the ball games?
Well, we have a committee which meets regularly, started about 6 months ago, and we all pitch in and help on various aspects of Street Jam. And we've come up with some different things that we're going to do this year that we're pretty excited about.
The news, my ears perked up right away. It sounds like there's something that people haven't seen before, haven't participated in before, that'll be part of Street Jam this year. Mike Suppa, give us the news.
Well, as I said, we're always looking for innovative and new things, and we're always also looking at what are other people doing and what have they had success with. So this year, we're going to be introducing for the first time the Downtown 3-Point Challenge. It will consist of players taking 10 shots from 3 predetermined locations on the court, and we will have that open for about 3 hours on Saturday. Anyone can participate. You do not have to be a member of a team. Anybody in the community can participate. It's a $2 entry fee, and we will have a cash prize of $100 to the winner. What we'll do is Saturday will be the prelims, and then we'll take the top 5 to 6 individuals in scoring, and they will play in the championship round on Sunday, and the winner will get a $100 cash prize.
I would bet, since this is a 3-point challenge, that these markers where the individuals are going to stand are going to be quite a ways away from the basket.
Yeah, they'll be around 20 feet from the hoop, and we'll have one dead away center, and then on the 2 sides as well.
Any other new wrinkles that you want to talk about for the Street Jam tournament this year?
No, I think Vicky's covered a lot of what we're doing. We've added an age group to try to draw in some of the younger kids, and that'll be interesting to watch as well.
There's one other person in the room with us before we stop this preview and hit the streets downtown. Friday, as this is broadcast yesterday at Street Jam. Who else is in with us, Vicki?
We have Cindy Phillips with us, and she is the Director of Finances, and she does an incredible job keeping everybody squared away with the players' money and keeping us afloat over here at the Filling the Gap.
Thank you for taking a few minutes, Cindy, to speak to us.
Thank you.
Your role on the tournament, more specifically, did Vicki describe it the way you would?
I also assist in the registration process, which we start registration at 4 o'clock on Friday evenings, and we run till 7. And then we start again 7 o'clock Saturday morning, so players can get in and be registered before games start at 8 o'clock. And we do register up until 11. And if anyone does not make it by then, we can always register them at the information table after that. Because some players have other sports events they're doing, and so aren't able to make it at those specific times. So,
Cindy, Vicki dropped a little bug in my ear before we got on the air here today, saying that you have been a part of 3-on-3 basketball as long as there has been 3-on-3 basketball under the aegis of the Resource Center and its associated corporations. So this goes back quite some time.
Yes, I've been actually an employee between the Resource Center and Filling the Gap for 30 years in September.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I have been here since day one, all 18 years of basketball, and have enjoyed every minute of it.
What is it about this that you enjoy? What is it about it that is captivating? Give us the benefit of your perspective over all these years, helping to put this tournament together and then watching it unfold in Jamestown.
Well, it's just an exciting event, and it brings a ton of people down to our small little town. I have a son that's played for several years, which is always fun to go and be able to be one of those moms out there rooting also, on top of assisting with the event behind the scenes also.
What does your child say about participating in this tournament? What's the chatter in the car on the way home or at dinner next week?
Oh, they love it there, and they're so excited because they have so many friends in the community at other schools and whatnot, and they get those opportunities to play with them and against them, and it's just a fun event for everybody.
At this moment, another person who's got a key role in the organization of the Street Jam basketball tournament has been working very hard on this day, 8 days before the tournament, has taken a break to talk to us. I'll go back to Vicki for an introduction. Who has joined us here?
This is Kayla Bohal, and Kayla has been with us for many years working on Street Jam. She's directly responsible for inputting all of the player information. That is such a task, I just can't even believe it. And she's going to tell you a little bit about the process.
Hello, Kayla. Thank you for spending a minute. You've been working on this even as we speak.
Absolutely. I am currently trying to gather information from teams that we don't have any registration information for. I have emailed people, and I'm currently inputting their information into our database for the registrations that will be used for the brackets.
So there's 240 teams we hear, and then there's how many players on each team?
There can be up to 4, but there's typically 3. And many people do have 4. We do have a few people that only have 3, so they're going to wing it out there on the court.
So this is 900 and some names, I'm just doing some quick math here, that you are entering and getting it all right so that then from that you can do the brackets and make the draw and figure out who's going to play whom in this tournament.
That is correct.
That's an enormous responsibility.
Yes, it is. And especially making sure that we have names spelled right and their addresses are correct and they have the correct shirt sizes. It is absolutely a huge task to take on.
And you do this all by yourself?
I do have a little bit of help from Vicki and a couple other key people here at our organization, but I am typically doing this by myself, yes.
Now, you must have an enormous sense of satisfaction once it's done and everything's in place. Vicki's laughing over here. I don't know why.
I do. I honestly, at this point, I can't wait till I'm done doing it because it has been a huge task trying to get all the information, but I do feel relieved once it is complete.
And then do you get a chance to go to the tournament and see the fruits of your labor and how all the brackets turn out and who plays, what teams play what other teams going down the line?
I do. I am actually there all weekend. I do work the bracket wall all weekend, so I am there the entire weekend from start until finish.
So considering this immense amount of mental labor that you put into this event that turns out to be very physical on the streets of Jamestown, what's your overall feeling about it as you stand there at the bracket board and see different age brackets come closer and closer to conclusion, Kayla?
I love seeing the results, and I love seeing the people, how happy they are being there. And whether they realize it or not, I love that they're helping our people that we help in our organization.
Well, very nicely put, for the consumers of the Resource Center, and that's really what this is all about.
Yes, it is. And I have to say, I grew up with my father working at the Resource Center, so I have known many of the consumers my whole life, and I love seeing their satisfaction from this.
Well, thank you very much. That couldn't have been a better introduction to what you are doing here for Street Jam Basketball, Vicki.
Thank you. And as Kayla said, the mission and the reason why we're here is to support folks with disabilities. And believe it or not, they're the first ones to call me up and say, okay, what is the date? We want to volunteer. We want to make sure they get their volunteer shirts and they get moving. There's so many tasks that they can do during Street Jam, and they're so dependable, and they love it, and they have a blast, and they really look forward to it. And the other funny thing that comes out of this whole thing is that you sit and look at all these team names, and believe me, some of them are bizarre. And when you get to see the team with the team name that they've registered under, it's kind of comical to me because some of those team names are really out there. And it's like, Kayla, I mean, we're back and forth all day. Did you see this team name? Did you see that team name? And it's just fun. And then you see these kids and they try to outdo each other with their uniforms and their shirts, and they're all blinged out. And it's just awesome to see that we spark that much enthusiasm in the youth of Jamestown.
Okay, well, we got to cut this soon because we have to go to the street, but give me one bizarre name, unusual name that stands out in your mind from the years of this tournament, Vicki.
Oh, I think one of my favorite ones is Too Old, Too Slow to Go. I don't know. That always has stuck in my mind. So that's one of them. But there's so many.
Okay, Kayla, you give me one team name that you have seen over the years that stuck in your mind.
Oh, gosh. We get a lot of elite, Jamestown elite. We get a lot of names with elite in them. And there have been so many since I've been here that it's a lot of the same people, really, over the years, and it's kind of comical. It really is, because some of them, as they get older, sometimes they're not as elite. But I love seeing them there, so I am sorry if that offended anybody, because it really shouldn't.
Thank you very much for your time, all of you. Vicki Bardo, as I mentioned at the outset, we are speaking in a conference room at the Filling the Gap facility at the intersection of Fairmount and 6th in Jamestown. We are about to take this broadcast to the street, recorded the day before the tournament began, yesterday, as it is broadcast on the radio right now. But tell the listeners where on the street they can find 3-on-3 basketball in Jamestown.
Well, we're going to be right downtown on 2nd Street from Jefferson to Washington Street, and on 3rd Street from Monroe to Washington Street. And the courts are laid out in a very friendly manner. And if you can follow the numbers along, you'll be able to find where you're going. And each court is clearly marked with a banner with a supporting person or one of our sponsors on it, and the court number. So we're very friendly, family friendly, and we encourage families to come down and cheer on their teams. One thing that I do want to mention, Dennis, before I forget, is the Street Jam has been very sensitive in our efforts to make sure that we purchase local goods and services, which we're thrilled to do. And as every year in the past few years, Support Enterprises has actually done the T-shirts. So when everybody sees those fancy T-shirts walking around, whether it's a player shirt, a volunteer shirt, the basketball official shirt, or the security shirts, just know that they were created locally. The design was made locally, and we're very, very happy to be able to say that. And again, that's just one of the things that we've heard in the past, and we're very glad to say that everything that we do, as much as possible, is from local merchants.
In the vicinity of the Jamestown Savings Bank Arena and the immediate environ, as this is broadcast through the remainder of the day till 6 p.m. and then all through the daylight hours tomorrow, concluding at about that same time, Street Jam Basketball. I wish all of you the best of luck with this year's tournament.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you all for your time. As I speak to you now, it is just about 24 hours before broadcast on Share the Vision, and I am right in front of the Jamestown Savings Bank Arena, where they are in the process of getting set for the Street Jam Basketball Tournament. And I'm happy to see this gentleman, the one person who was in the office a week ago when we started this preview for Street Jam this year, who did not get on the radio. Hello.
Hello, Dennis.
What is your name?
Richard Martin.
And how is it that you're connected to Street Jam? What were you doing a week ago in the office there?
I was stuffing trophies for the players for this weekend, Dennis.
Stuffing trophies?
Putting the posters that we put up in stores inside the sleeves for the trophies.
And what are you doing here today?
Helping setting up.
How many years have you been involved in this 3-on-3 tournament?
18 years, Dennis.
So you've been on every year?
Every year.
Now, how did you come to be a part of this in the beginning?
I started out helping maintenance when the tournament was first up on 4th Street, setting up a tent in the rain.
You remember it very well.
Oh, yes, I do remember it.
So what are the exciting parts for you about the Street Jam tournament?
Helping out. Get to meet decent people, working with the greatest committee, the greatest organization.
You get excited about the contests when they really start going here?
Oh, yeah. Got good games, good competition.
As we stand here on Friday morning, it's pretty fair weather. Looks like it's going to be pretty good for basketball this weekend, too.
Yes, it's supposed to be nice this weekend, Dennis.
You ready to go otherwise?
Oh, I'm psyched. I've been waiting for this tournament ever since we planned this every year.
So you do get quite excited.
Yes, I do.
What's your role during the tournament?
Just set up, help out, and help Vicki out with whatever she needs help. That's basically all I do.
Well, best of luck to you during your 18th Street Jam or 3-on-3 tournament here in Jamestown.
Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Same deal.
And a fine weekend.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, man. Daryl Stein. I work from 3-1 Basketball.
Yeah, it says Street Jam fan right on your shirt there.
Right, it does.
How long you been involved in this tournament?
How long, Bill? 15. 15. I've been with them.
15 years.
Yep, 15.
So what do you have to do with the tournament?
We pick up garbage and dump garbage and stuff. Check all the garbage all down the street and say they're all falling, and that's what we do.
Well, somebody got to do it, I guess.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. We have to do it right.
Do you have fun while you're here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Who's this guy opposite you here?
That's Bill. He's my helper. He helps me with the garbage cans and everything, right, Billy?
Hello, Bill.
Hello.
What is your last name?
Hamilton.
And Bill, how are you connected to Street Jam?
Oh, let's see, about 16 years ago, Marcus Maloney asked me to come volunteer and do trash, so I've been doing it ever since.
What do you do the rest of the year, Bill?
Oh, pretty much do what I can for the community.
Well, you're going to enjoy the next few days down here?
Oh, definitely. Walk around, collect trash, make sure the streets are clean, and prepare for the last day. Make sure everything's perfect the way we set up.
Have a great time.
You too.
Thanks a lot. want to take a step back a couple of days now to introduce to you Bill Van Dyke, who would be too busy during the tournament to talk to you because of all that he is doing. But Vicky Bardo says he's one of the unsung heroes of 3-on-3 basketball. Bill, thanks for taking a minute to talk to me.
Oh, you're very welcome, Dennis. Basketball's been a part of my life for probably over 25 years. Started officiating for Board 39 back in 1989 and have been officiating ever since.
Now, that board takes care of high school basketball?
High school basketball in Chautauqua County, yeah.
So how did you transfer from high school basketball to 3-on-3?
Well, Vicky got me involved with that, and just the love of the game and wanting to help out and just be out there and officiate for the young people.
So that's your role then, to officiate at the 3-on?
Well, my role is to officiate, but also to organize the rest of the officials and to assign them to their courts that they may have and to help them understand the rules for 3-on-3 because they're a little different.
Now, is every court officiated? Every court has an official?
We try to officiate every court. It depends on the volunteers that we have at the time.
So what does it mean to officiate a 3-on-3 game? You said it's different from officiating even a high school basketball game. How is it different, Bill?
Well, just some of the scoring and the basic fundamentals are the same, but the scoring, the time limit, just some of the mechanics of the 3-on-3 as far as the points and where you take the ball out, things like that.
What are the most significant rules from the player's perspective or from the official's perspective on 3-on-3, the ones that they have to watch or you have to watch all the time?
Right. We call all the fouls and all the violations still, but I think the main part is that we be consistent throughout the whole tournament and we regulate all the rules evenly on all the courts throughout the whole tournament.
You've been a part of this since the beginning. What's the excitement for you of officiating these games, of watching this tournament through its duration every year, Bill?
I think the excitement is just to see the crowd show up in downtown Jamestown and all the people having just so much fun watching and participating in the games.
The play gets pretty intense, some of these courts sometimes. I mean, that this gets competitive?
Oh, it gets very competitive, and you see kids sliding on the pavement, scraping their knees and elbows up and having to go to the MASH tent because they've maybe bloodied their elbow or knee or something and have to get them patched up before they can get back on the court.
You like it, though. I mean, and it sounds as though you really get a thrill out of kind of riding with the crowd and the people and the whole event.
Oh, right. It's a family event sponsoring the Resource Center, and it's just fun to see all the people come down to downtown and have such a good time watching the games, and also seeing the kids participate, and even the older ones, like on the top men's, they get pretty intense and. They tend to have rivalries, too, you know.
Go back through the years?
Yeah, right.
Well, Bill, thanks for your contribution through the years as one of the unsung heroes of 3-on-3 basketball here in Jamestown.
Well, thank you very much, Dennis. I appreciate it.
Bill Van Dyke organizes the officials for Street Jam basketball. Vicky Bardo, tournament director, says about 600 individual basketball games will be played between today and tomorrow on the streets around the Jamestown Savings Bank Arena in downtown Jamestown. Now back to that neighborhood and yesterday morning during the setup for Street Jam. Here's another person who looks like he's going to work for Street Jam as we see this set up now about 24 hours before you hear this on the radio. What is your name?
John DePayne.
John, nice to see you again. What's your work at the Resource Center the rest of the year?
Yes, I do.
What do you do there, John?
I do staff development and training.
And what do you do at Street Jam these other 2 or 3 days of the year?
Well, I pretty much do whatever needs to be done, pretty much whatever Vicky Bardo tells me to do. Right now I'm about to hang up some banners of some of our great sponsors.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, John, because I don't know to this point in the program if we've talked a lot about the broad community support that you have for Street Jam basketball. There are a lot of businesses, merchants that put their names on these banners and invest some in helping make the tournament work.
That's true. We have great community support, and it's such a great cause.
Why do you find it to be a great cause? Can I have you identify why you think that is, John?
Well, because I think people that have disabilities or special abilities, as I like to call it, they're part of the community as well, and it's great that the community recognizes this and they are supportive of our efforts.
You make a significant point in that the Street Jam basketball tournament, really, when it's all said and done and all the play is over and the cheers have died down and the money is counted, it goes to help Resource Center consumers and their families in the community.
That's true, and it helps in many ways do things that a lot of the people wouldn't normally be able to do.
What's the most exciting part of this whole weekend for you, John? Is there a part you really look forward to or you can't wait to see?
I love it all. I love every bit of it. I can't pick one thing.
Well, what is it then? I need to probe a little further here. Is it the feeling of the excitement of the play or the crowds? Or
Exactly. It's the energy that the players have. It's the cheering on that the family members have and the community has. It's the community support in general. It's everything about it is great.
John, thanks for your time and thanks for your work here on behalf of Street Jam.
Thank you. Come on down.
Now, I'm on the street, and Vicky Bardo, the tournament director, is here right now. You can hear noise in the background. There's a lot of excitement as they set up. But Vicky wanted me to say hello to a couple of the vendors who are selling things here today. Vicky, who are we about to meet?
We are going to meet Mojo Taco. They're famous for their ginormous burritos and tacos. And we have Lakeith, who's Big Pit's Barbecue, and he's going to fire up the grill. And I can hear it now, and it smells great.
Okay, one at a time here. First, what is your name again?
My name's Bob.
Bob, where are you from?
I'm from Mojo's. We're about a couple hours away. We're on the other side of Hornell and Bath area.
And what are you selling here at the tournament?
We have hard tacos and soft tacos, nachos, taco salads, and fried ice cream and frozen bananas seem to be our biggest desserts here.
So you've been part of this before?
This is about our 4th or 5th year.
You like coming here?
It's a good long trip, but it's fun to be here, and it's always fun to basketball tournaments and all the kids. And Vicky's just pretty fun to work with.
Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend. Hello.
Hello.
And your name again?
Lakeith Saunders. They call me Big Pit.
And where are you from?
I'm from Jamestown.
And what's the name of your business?
Big Pit's Barbecue.
All right. So you're Big Pit from Big Pit's.
Yes.
Okay. What are you selling here at the
chicken and rib pulled pork dinners? Got greens. Corn on the cob, red beans and rice.
You've done this before, too?
Yes, sir.
A pretty good tournament for you?
Yes, sir.
And you like being a part of this?
Yes, I sponsor my daughter and my son, and I love the basketball.
So you don't ever get out there and shoot a few yourself?
Sometimes, and I'm thinking about doing the three-point contest.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just talked about that earlier in the show, the brand new contest. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, being 6'9" like you are. Radio listeners can't see.
Right.
Maybe I exaggerated a little bit. 6'7".
More like 5'5".
You didn't have to tell them. Hey, good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Vicki, that pretty much wraps up this program for the Share the Vision preview. It's been kind of distinctive this year, the way we've gone about this, but I've enjoyed your appreciation. And maybe a couple of things to say at the close. One, to repeat what John DePayne just said, really you do all of this to benefit consumers at the Resource Center.
That's right, and that's the reason we're here. This is a charity event. It's our biggest, highest profile event. It doesn't raise the most money, but it raises the most friends and fun and awareness. And we're just thrilled to be able to bring this event to you for the 18th year in a row.
And the other thing is to ask the forgiveness of travelers across and through Jamestown, because you have to block off some streets here in front of the arena to play basketball. There's some other street closures because of construction here, so getting around by a little more circuitous routes than otherwise this weekend.
You know, that's right. I got here bright and early, actually yesterday as we were speaking now, but it was a challenge to get here, but everybody seemed to be understanding it's summer, it's construction season in Jamestown, so we kind of just roll with it.
Well, Vicky Bardo, thank you, and all the others who've helped make this particular special version of Share the Vision possible today.